Hello, everyone. This is Sergeant Gonzalo Duran, once again from Devil Dog USA. I'm the CEO, and I'm asking you for your help. 99% of all our programs and events is free to the community. We do this by having sponsorship that's at a sliding scale, and we ask for small donations from the community. So how can you help us? Well, one, you can go to our website, www.devildogUSAinc.org. Look at the articles, look at the events that we do, look at the pictures, and if you have it in your heart, go on our donation page and help us out. If you want, go to one of our events, see how the community helps us, see how we give ourselves and we support and we bring the community in one place to support the military, the veterans, and the community itself, and drop off a little cash to our donation boxes. And until I see you guys, as always, God bless America.
The following is not sponsored or endorsed by Gonzalo Duran. New Yorkers sure have been through a lot over the past few years, but through crisis comes hope, leadership, and heroes. Today we honor those heroes who were there for us when we needed them the most. One such hero is a decorated veteran who tirelessly fights for his country, city, and community. Sergeant Gonzalo Duran, a Marine's commitment never ends. Let's elect someone who will defend and honor all New Yorkers and put America first. Today begins New York's comeback story. Let's elect someone that will bring true leadership, who has served his country, city, and community for over 20 years. And that person is Gonzalo Duran. Let's elect him to Congress, New York District 15 in 2024. For more information about Gonzalo Duran and his campaign, please visit his website at www.gonzaloduran.nyc. That's www.gonzaloduran.nyc. This ad is brought to you by Friends to Elect Gonzalo Duran for U.S. Congress and are not sponsored or endorsed by Gonzalo Duran or his committee.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your girl, Vero G, right now, and tune into our Vero G Spotlight TV radio podcast. Available at Apple Music, iTunes, all the places you could think of, they're all available at those places. So go check it out. We have a lot of great interviews from various artists to mainstream artists and all that said and done. You can definitely check us out. You can find me on my Instagram at officialverog, and check out the website at WhosNextNYC.com. And also, if you want to submit your music or, be a guest on our show, you could go to the email at WhosNextNYC@gmail.com. Also, the website where you could also submit if you'd like to play your music on our show and also be on our show for an interview. So definitely go check it out. Again, for the Real G Spotlight TV radio show also, and support this amazing platform. Thank you so much. Take care.
Hello, everyone. This is Vet Talk, and I'm your host, Sergeant Gonzalo Duran. I'd like to thank our executive producers, Jason Murillo from JM Empire Media and Vero G Productions, for making this year one of our best years. Also to our sponsors. This particular one episode is sponsored by Has Hearts. It's a Michigan-based veteran organization that helps put artists and veterans together to make art. This particular piece represents the burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan. If you're not informed, check out the PACT Act, get some information on that. And if you want to know more about Has Hearts, check out their website as hashearts.us. Now, today's honored guest that we have here, two guests. First is Captain Negro, and second in command, Cindy Bobe, a.k.a. Prayer Warrior. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Captain, please tell us a little bit about the Guardian Angels for the viewers that may not know.
Now, the Guardian Angels is the nation's oldest volunteer safety organization. So we've been in existence for 43 years now. And they were officially launched on February 13th of 1979. Before that, there were 13 original members, and they were called the Magnificent 13. So back in '79, here's this man, Curtis. He starts this organization based on an old idea. It's the oldest probably in the world, where you need to try to take care of your neighbor, of your family, society as a whole. And he took that idea and turned it into something that was probably at the time incredible. You have basically a bunch of blacks, Hispanics mostly, from poor neighborhoods, young, and he turned us into something that none of us thought we'd ever be. And when I first joined in the summer, May of that same year, I was lost. Like most of my brethren, most of my my partners, we were lost. You know, we came from broken families, and we could have turned either way. We could have crossed that line. When you're young and you have so many obstacles in front of you, where do you turn to? You know, you may want to turn to your family, and if you don't have that support system, where do you go? There's a bunch of gangs out there that'll happily take you. And a lot of us just felt that we just needed to feel wanted, that we needed to feel part of something. And that's what Curtis did. I admire him for that, and I'll always be grateful for that. And so here we are, we're a bunch of young customers who didn't know where can we go to. And he gave us direction, gave us rules to follow by, and I think that we've done pretty good, you know, considering. And in the beginning, we had a lot of foes. You had the usual gangs who penetrated the subway systems. We had the police officers who didn't know us. Maybe they thought we were a threat. Maybe they thought that we weren't trained enough. And then you have the public that were there to try to protect. And they were wary. And they should have been, because there were so many gangs out there with so many different colors. And here we are, probably just another gang, but this time they're wearing red berets. So it took time for us to get their allegiance, to get their confidence. And of course, at the time, the mayor at the time, he wasn't a friend of ours, Mayor Koch. And so it made it difficult. So we had our run-ins with the police. I've been thrown out of many train stations and trains. And it's just all about not knowing who we are and how we were there to help supplement their force. The day that Curtis made me a patrol leader, I was scared, because I had an awesome responsibility now. What I have is a bunch of kids my age, and they're looking up to me. I'm their leader, so I'm sure that it was hard for them also. He taught me what it is to be a leader. There was one time when I called him up after about 2 years, and I said, listen, I'm tired of these guys leaving my patrol. You know, I had a couple of people who left the patrols, they started their own, and I was tired of it. I felt insulted. And Curtis sat me down and said, listen, they are actually honoring you. Actually, this is a compliment to you, because that's part of being a leader, and that's actually part of being a parent, where you train them and you have confidence in them and you bring confidence out of them, and they go out on their own, they branch out on their own. And that's what I'm hoping that this happens with Cindy. She is quite the leader. She has a magnificent personality. So if you ask me, what's my greatest triumph is teaching those to lead, to be productive parts of this society. And I'm hoping that flows through Cindy at some point.
Now, before we get to Cindy, I want to ask one question directly. For the viewers that may not know, what does the Guardian Angels specifically do, like the programs?
We are a safety organization where we patrol the subways and the streets, the parks, and we get involved. If there's a crime being committed, we will step in and use our powers of citizens arrest that anyone can do. Anyone can do. But we're in a group, and we're trained, and so we will stop a crime from being committed. Also, just our presence is important. If a potential mugger wants to start some trouble, he's going to see us. He's going to know there's going to be more than one of these people here. That would prevent them from starting any trouble. So sort of like a police officer, you see that uniform, you see that gun, and you're not going to do anything ridiculous. Mm-hmm. We do not carry weapons. Our weapons are our minds, our weapons are our strength, our weapons are our maturity. And that's another thing that was stressed through the training, especially from Curtis.
Now, that information that you said that you're using the mind, your strength, and the people that you're looking for, you have a prime example here today. Cindy, would you share how you became a member?
Yeah. Well, I've looked up to the Guardian Angels since I was, I believe, 11. I lived in Hell's Kitchen with some family members, and I used to see the Guardian Angels. I think it was 47 and 10th. There was a park. There used to be, drug addicts and everything like that, and the Angels used to go there and just clear them out so we could go and play at the park and see them in the trains. And so I grew up loving the Angels. And when I saw Captain Negro and his partner Rocky, and they're with these flyers, and I was about to go to the beach, and they're like, "Hey, we're recruiting." And I'm like, "What?" And I was like so excited, and I was like, yes, when? And it was like next week, I believe it was, and he couldn't believe it. He's like, we're gonna see. And I was like, no, I'm there. Like, I love the Angels so much. And I'm a woman of my word, not only, with the Angels, but in life, period. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it, unless I can't. But, I'm a woman of my word. So it's been such an amazing experience, to be with the captain. We're family, and
sure we are.
He was so amazing in teaching us, and very, firm, but soft at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was like 2 months in, I was like, "Yo, Cap, like, I'm ready. Like, when you're not available, I'm ready to take over."
And that's 2 months.
Yeah, in 2 months. And because I truly loved it. And he was like, we'll see. And I think it was like on the 3rd month, I was like, "Yo, let's do this." And he's, "You ready?" And then there was another, guy that joined us. And then, he was like under me, and I take care of him. I still take care of him. So it's like, captain, and then I'm second in command. And then now I got this one. And I know he has grown so much, the other kid that's with us, in a year. So I'm like very excited to be in this journey, with the Guardian Angels and patrolling. We go and patrol with other chapters and do like different events. And meeting Curtis, that was huge as well, because, like I said, since I was little. And it's important to me, like what we do. I love to do volunteer work. This volunteer work, it's some serious stuff, because we're putting our lives in danger. And I think about it, I have my children, so it's like I'm out there putting my life in danger while I have kids. But I trust the Lord to, protect me. And, my nickname is Prayer Warrior. And, he gave it to me because I've always I pray. And that's what I do. Before we start, I pray over us and all of the angels. And as I'm out there, I'm praying. And if I see somebody arguing or whatever, I'm praying. So, yeah, Prayer Warrior here.
Oh, that's beautiful. Captain, would you go over the specific requirements for someone to become a guardian angel?
First and foremost, we're looking for maturity. You know, we're not looking for hotheads. We're not looking to pick fights with anyone. It's important that you know how to deal with the public. It's important that you know how to deal with people. If we get into a situation, we need to learn how to de-escalate. Using positive words, positive reinforcement. Cindy said something very interesting, family. And, you know, back in the day, many of us were lost. And what are we looking for? We're looking for acceptance. The guardian angels made us one big family. And I can never forget, and I can never thank Curtis and all the individual angels that I've come across for giving me such a great experience. You know?
So besides being level-headed, is there an age requirement?
16 and would be the age requirement there. And you don't need to have any formal self-defense. We can provide that for you. And just being able to follow the instructions of your patrol leader or your second in command, that's very important. Because you're going to run into situations that you're not familiar with, that you may not know how to handle. And so you got to look to us, and we can show you and make sure, because it's important that everyone goes home safe. That's the most important thing to me, that everyone goes home safely to their loved ones.
Well, I mean, in that aspect, if you're level-headed, over the age 16 or above, and your willingness to help out the community, I mean, that seems reasonable right there.
Definitely.
And if they don't have the backgrounds that they think they need, you guys will train them as well.
We will provide that for them.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Just want like respectful people. Like, we got to work together. You know, you can't go there and be like, oh, you know, I'm on this by myself. No, we're a team. We're looking out for each other. So we have our little, you know, signs or whatever for emergencies, for this, for that. So it's a learning process, you know, and but it's a
Our
great thing.
main function is to act as a deterrent to crime, as I mentioned previously, just having the uniform. So we're hoping, there's just no way that we can calculate how many crimes we may have prevented just by being there. There's no way.
And one way you do that is by your uniform. Cindy, would you go over the uniform? You have the beret,
Yep,
and you have the jacket, and you have the sweatshirt.
yep, and we have T-shirts as well. They said the Guardian Angel, Safety Patrol, and yeah, I love it.
Now, with the hats, I see there's things attached to it. Is that like common, or is that
Yeah,
specific?
so the thing is, you know, we give each other, you know, the buttons and stuff. So most of these are from my captain, and then one of the other angels gave me a few, and it's stuff that I love. Like a lot of these, we just got them on one of our patrol when we were working, and there was a table, they were selling them. And I was like, Captain, you know, I want the peace, I want the love, because I want people to read, you know, since I can tag up this, you know, with love.
You can personalize your red beret, but just make sure that there aren't any symbols that are racist. Yeah, like I love the New York Mets, so I have a Met pin. So yeah,
Mets.
it's okay, and it also shows your personality,
Mhm.
you know, who you are. So I think that showing pride in what you're wearing is very important. Showing pride in general in life. You're walking down the street and with your head up high, okay? You want to show the people that, hey, I'm here, I should be respected, and that's important as an angel, that you're walking confident that your people will back you up. And I'm very, very confident whomever I'm patrolling with, that they got my back. And this is dangerous. This isn't the Boy Scouts. And I love the Boy Scouts. They teach you great things. But we've lost 5 members throughout the tenure of the Angels. And at any point in a patrol, one of us can get hurt. maybe seriously. So we're looking for volunteers. So we're hoping that we come out of the Brooklyn patrol at Broadway Junction. And so we're looking for volunteers. We meet at 11:30 on Saturdays, every Saturday. But there are other patrols. We have patrols all over the city. Internationally, there are 5,000 guardian angels. We're in Japan. We're in Italy. We're in Dominican Republic. And we're in over 20 states in the United States. So we're growing, and we really need volunteers. And we specifically ask for 3 to 4 hours every Saturday, twice a month. We know that there are people working. We know there are people that have other responsibilities. So we try not to interfere. And it is the greatest feeling when someone comes up to you and they say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. It feels like $1 million.
Now, when you guys are doing your meetups on Saturdays, and I'm sorry, what was the time again?
11:30.
11:30. What are you doing once you do the meetups?
We talk about where we're going. We talk about the trains that we're going to be taking, and we go over the regular rules, and which are we make sure that no one is wearing any weapons. That's important. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you're carrying around something and you didn't realize it. So we put that aside. And so we meet, we go over what our action item is for that time. Sometimes we'll take the trains for the rest of the day. Sometimes we'll split it between the subways and the streets, sometimes the parks. Wherever we feel that we're needed at that time. Now, again, we have other patrols in Manhattan. We have other patrols in Brooklyn, and the Bronx, and Queens, and Staten Island. So we like to go where we're needed and where we're welcome.
Now, if somebody wants to join and participate, how would they reach not only the Brooklyn but also the?
Yeah, please reach me at 848-203-2758. That's my cell number, my personal cell number. If you're in Staten Island, I can send you to a Staten Island patrol. If you're in the Bronx, I'll get you in touch with the many patrols there. So 848-203-2758. And please, we can always use help. We're at guardianangels.org. And if you'd like to donate, this is a strictly volunteer organization. We can use it.
And it's a nonprofit, correct?
It is a nonprofit. It is tax deductible. Yes.
Okay. Now, the way you were talking earlier, and a lot of work you're doing, and the uniform itself you have, I can see a lot of veterans that would want to participate as well. And I'm assuming that you have members that are veterans.
Yeah, we've had members that are veterans. Correct. When you volunteer as you have for the service, there's a reason for that. And you're usually motivated by your love of helping your fellow man or woman. And it shouldn't stop when you leave the service. So there are other venues. There are the options that you have. And I hope that they can choose the Guardian Angels as one of them.
Yeah, a lot of veterans, when they come out, they have, the well-known American Legion, and then we have nonprofits organizations. And right here, this is a perfect example. Devil Dog USA, the sponsors for the show, Vet Talk, they do a lot of programs with the community. One is big on safety, and right here, this is a perfect example of how you can get involved. Then there's self-defense classes, stuff like that. Once again, a service to the community helping us, it's a beautiful thing. And I know for sure that I feel safer knowing that there's individuals out there doing what you guys are doing.
It's very nice of you to say so.
Thank you, yeah.
Now, in your tenure, I'd love to hear maybe some highlights of what you've seen or gone through.
Well, the biggest highlight that I love to brag about is meeting and taking a picture with Diana Ross for Ebony Magazine, 1980, September. But just about every patrol that I've ever patrolled with, just about every member where we've become friends. That's my biggest joy. That's always been my highlights. Yes, there are times when you're wondering, why am I doing this? I'm sacrificing my time. It's late at night. I'm hungry. I need to go to the bathroom. Why am I doing this? And it's nice that someone is next to me to remind me why we're doing this. And I love my brothers and sisters in the angels, and we can use some more.
Cindy, do you have now that you've taken a leadership role, or you want to talk about your time in training, anything that's a highlight for you?
Well, one of the things that happened that I remember, I was in this cart by myself, and there was a young man sitting down, and he was crying a bit. And, you know, me, and this is not the first time, I've done it plenty of times, I go up to them and I'm like, you know, you okay? And can I pray for you? And we hold their hands, we're praying, you know, and he just like comes and he hugs me. He's like, thank you so much. And everybody else is like, yeah. And I was just like, okay, you know. So being a prayer warrior, to me, that is very big. And a lot of times I've seen people like the ones that are having trouble mentally, and I will be praying and I'm like, you know, let him calm down. And he will calm down, and I'm just like, ah. So, yeah. Thankfully, I have some memory loss, so I'm trying to think.
Well, that's fine.
I don't think there's been any big stuff while we've been working.
There really hasn't. Thankfully, we.
It's because I'm praying all the time.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why. So by the end of the patrol, if we've had a boring patrol, I think we did our job.
That's beautiful.
We never have a boring patrol.
And if you don't mind me sharing something very quick, you know,
Yes.
I've been fortunate to stand in on a patrol with you guys, and I remember there was a woman that saw you and just started talking and then sharing her stories of seeing how you guys have done and thanking you. That right there just
Yeah.
speaks volumes in itself.
It sure
Yeah.
does. It sure
Yeah.
does.
Well, with that being said, would you give out the information on how to reach you one more time?
Sure. GuardianAngels.org. You can donate there. And if you'd like to volunteer, please call me at 848-203-2758. And again, if you're not a Brooklyn resident, I can always refer you to the outer boroughs.
Now, for individuals or organizations that would like to be on the show, please feel free to reach out to me at CEO@DevilDogUSAInc.org. And as always, God bless America.
Yes.